I want to introduce you to someone. This is my dog, Dasha. Since this is a movie about a dog, I decided to open this video with a dog. You're so cute, Dasha. I love you. Mwah. The Call of the Wild is directed by Chris Sanders. This is a new family adventure / survival film, I should say. And this movie stars Harrison Ford. So basically this movie is about a St. Bernard's dog named Buck, who basically got kicked out of this abusive rich family, and now he's on a journey to find a new owner until he bumps into Harrison Ford's character and they go on an adventure to find gold. This is based on a very famous children's literature with the same name, and I would say this is the 7th adaptation of this movie, because there's so many adaptations of The Call of the Wild. There's like movies and TV shows, but I haven't heard of it and I didn't read the book either, so I don't know anything about the book. So when I saw the trailer of this movie, I thought it's like, yeah, it looks interesting, even though the CGI, yeah, it's very, very necessary, but still very interested in this movie because this movie is directed by, once again, Chris Sanders, who directed the first How to Train Your Dragon movie, which I really do love. So I'm really interested to see his development in a live-action film. And I know a lot of people have seen a lot of adaptations of Call of the Wild. A lot of people say this movie wasn't that good, the CGI was terrible, all that stuff. But there were some positive reviews, especially from the audience. So kind of like my Venom review, I just go on this movie with my open mind, and I did agree with the audience with this film. I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I love The Call of the Wild. I think so far, it could be on my top 5 favorite movies of the year. Yes, it does have issues, and I will get back to that later, but for the most part, I'm like, yeah, I can understand the CGI, but as a film, I dig it. Like, I really dig it. Let's start off talking about the characters of the movie, and of course, the main character of this movie is Buck. And I think Buck, even though it's a CGI dog, it doesn't look realistic, this dog is just so adorable. Like, I am a dog lover myself, you can tell from the intro of this video. And you do follow Buck along on this adventure, and you really do root for Buck during this movie. Actually, the first half of this movie is all about Buck finding an owner. And you really do, like, follow Buck on this journey. And I reckon, in my opinion, I'm kind of glad they put CGI onto him, because it shows his emotions of how he's feeling in situations, not like the remake of The Lion King, they always have to have the same face. So, during the movie, I kind of appreciate that CGI. Some people may disagree with me, but there could be some that agree. It's just my opinion. To me, I don't mind the CGI dog in the film. I thought Buck is a really enjoyable character in the film. I would say my favorite part about this entire movie is actually the Slade mailers that Buck ran into. I love them. They are fantastic in this film, and you really do like these guys in the film. Of course, they're not in the entire film, but you really like Buck's chemistry with those guys, and it shows them more than you think you would see. Yes, Harrison Ford. If you're excited for Harrison Ford in this movie, you may have to wait till like the second half to third half of the movie, because he basically wasn't in the movie all that much. But Harrison Ford was also really good in this movie, and his chemistry with Buck is just so sweet. It's very adorable to see, and they felt like, you know, they're best friends. You can feel their friendship throughout the whole entire film. Well, technically the second half and third half of the film, which we'll talk about later. Now, guys, I said it before, don't kill me for this, but in my opinion, I didn't mind the CGI in this film. There are parts, yes, they were noticeable and they were distracting, but throughout the most of the movie, I've seen worse CGI than this. Like, yes, it's CGI, it's not realistic. There's a movie called Togo, which they use something similar with this movie with realistic dogs, you know, all the stunts and stuff. This movie, I can tell why they did CGI. There are some scenes in the movie be like, yeah, it's hard to film with dogs like that. Like, yes, they could do green screen, but that will also be noticeable. So I think it's fine they put CGI in this movie. Like, I kind of accepted it. But I love the look of this movie. The look of this movie is absolutely beautiful. I love the cinematography. I like the backdrops in this movie. It feels like it's a very fun wilderness type movie. And I would say, if I was a kid, I would enjoy this movie. I think kids will have fun with this movie. But I would say bring in an adult, because there were some scenes in this movie that it's just hard to watch. You know what I mean? Like, there are some abusive scenes that kids may not look at, so bring an adult during this movie. But The Call of the Wild has some issues, and I would say my biggest issue with this film is basically, yes, some of the CGI is very, very noticeable. There's like some scenes where you're like, yeah, they made it way too CGI, and it is a little bit distracting in the film. But also, to me, in my opinion, I thought Harrison Ford's character was just fine. Like, Harrison Ford was good in the film, and his chemistry with Buck was a steal show in this film, absolutely. But I just find his character isn't interesting. He just appears out of nowhere. You literally forgot that Harrison Ford is in this film. And it's weird because they market him so much in the trailers, but he's literally not in the movie that much, so I don't really care about his character that much. But still, Harrison Ford did a great job in this film. It's not about the performance I didn't like, it's just his character. I just felt like his character would have been developed better. Also, we got unexpectedly Dan Stevens in this film who plays a villain, and literally he ruins the film in general. Even though I love this film, his character did not have to be in the film at all. I think his character's in the book, so they kind of have to, but literally, Dan Stevens plays one of those cliche 50s mustache villains that has this voice. Right when you hear him in the film, you already know he's going to be shit in this film. He plays one of those pissed off like villains that just wants gold, who doesn't want Harrison Ford and Buck to get it, and he's just crazy in the film, and he's just so hysterical in a really shit way. And I would say like the first half of the film, like maybe the first 10 to 5 minutes was a bit slow. It's not boring or anything, but I feel like they could have put up the pacing a bit more. But guys, overall, I really enjoyed The Call of the Wild. I don't care. A lot of people hated this movie, mostly the critics, but in my opinion, I really enjoyed this film. This film has a lot of heart. It has some humor into it, but mostly emotional. It has some emotional elements in the film. The CGI, in my opinion, was fine. It wasn't bad, even though there were some noticeable CGI in the film. I think the character of Buck is just really adorable in the film. I would say The Call of the Wild is a very sweet family film, and I think you should go out and see this film, especially take your kids to see this film. I would say go see Call of the Wild on the big screen. So guys, that is my review for The Call of the Wild. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. If you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay, just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter. Keep contacting me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest videos, and leave a like in this video, and have a nice day. Dasha, don't leave me. We're going to review Call of the Wild together. Aww.